Hello YouTube. So today I have an app that I'd like to show you. It's called Persterm. And well, have you ever had multiple terminal windows open in Linux and you realized, let's say you have some page open, some editor page open, and maybe a manual page, and let's say maybe they're on two different monitors, right? And you wanted to get back and forth between these two things. Say you wanted to put the man page over here, right? Well, one way you can do that is by just flipping them over with your window manager like I'm doing there, but it's not always quite that simple, and sometimes you'd rather just let it be done by the terminal. So Tmux has this wonderful thing called session groups that lets you that let you basically have this exact functionality. So you can actually join two different sessions together like this and work within them independently of each other, but still be able to reach whatever page you're looking for within Tmux. And this functionality is really, really cool. And I use it a lot, and especially in my multiple monitor workflow. But my tool adds a step to this whole thing. So you can run it in the terminal directly. You can open a new one and run it directly. And as you can see here, what happens is it just opens a new one every time. So Persterm stands for persistent terminal. And if you want to, there's actually just an XDG app entry that is automatically installed when you run the install script. And you can just spawn however many terminals you want, and they just open up. They just open up new terminals, and you can go back to whichever one you want to go to. I can go back to one and echo hello world. I can man in it, and it'll show in that. And of course, it'll like resize and stuff in Tmux. It'll have the same exact functionality as you would see in Tmux. But even better, there's one more awesome feature that I'd like to show off that I've implemented here in this little program as well. It's really just a script that wraps Tmux functionality in some configuration and a small script. But this can spawn new GUI windows from the terminal itself. So with Control B, Control N, it will spawn a new terminal just like that in your workspace. And even better, also this folder naming thing here, this is a hook inside of Persterm. I make Persterm use a bash init hook on the window title, so it actually changes it with the directory. And I have an nvim configuration that also does that for its own files. That's not in Persterm. But if I go into, so I have in Persterm by default your window creation hotkey, which is Control B C, which is the default for Tmux. You can change these, by the way. These are all in the installed folders, and I'll maybe upload a video explaining some of the configuration for it. But when you spawn a new window in the session, it just spawns in the same folder as the one that you're spawning. It spawns in that Workspaces, or that Windows working directory. So yeah, I just thought this is like a really cool app. I haven't really seen anybody using anything like it before, and I really like Tmux's session groups functionality. I think it really helps some coding workflows, like also, and it comes with this Persterm spawn command here. So if you use a runner like Brophy here, like I'm using, then you can spawn a group, and you can You can also use D to like do a directory. So Persterm spawn, it just runs Persterm with the S flag, and I just made that so that the desktop entry could reach it easily. And that just means that it spawns a terminal emulator when you do it. And you can put a directory with the D flag here, and you could just run this over and over again if you want. Well, I mean, normally it would save this kind of thing. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It just takes Rofi some time to save those things. But this is in a completely different workspace than the regular Persterm thing here. See, this can be in a project workspace because it names that session group what you give it the name for. You can create your own scripts, and a functionality that I'm thinking about adding as well is the ability to use like a Persterm workspace, like something like that, and just initialize like a workspace in some folder and have that as a desktop entry in your app folder if you would like. That kind of functionality might be coming soon. I'm working on that right now, but have a look at this, guys. It's pretty cool stuff, I think, and I think if you use it in your own workspace, you might find some benefit from it. So thanks for watching, and hey, keep coding.